So today, the big issue is what happened in Wisconsin last night. Can't say that I'm not shocked. I sure am. I still can't believe what transpired there. And it's not just because Donald Trump lost Wisconsin. What's really killing me is that the exit polls were showing him at 57%. That's not a small number. I mean, it looked like he was going to skate right through to victory. 57%, the exit polls said. And then with 3% of the vote counted, 3%, by the way, how do you call a vote, an election, a primary with 3% counted? 3% of the precincts counted, and they already knew that they were calling it for Cruz. How does that happen? How do you go from 57% 1 hour and then an hour later you lost? Something didn't something was not right. Something transpired in Wisconsin. There was many reports of voter fraud all throughout the day. As usual, every time there's a primary, you go on Facebook and you start going to different groups, and you start seeing reports of Trump voters saying that their vote somehow flipped for Cruz. The voting machines are rigged so that you try to vote for Trump and it flips to Cruz. Earlier on, uh, people were claiming that their votes for Trump were flipping to Rubio. Uh, this is something that's been going on for a while now. And I really do think that the fix is in. If they could fix Wisconsin, they could fix every single state. Believe me, this is something that, unless this is really looked into independently, this is going to happen again and again. And it's not going to happen over and over because Trump is really losing. Think about it. Donald Trump is holding rallies in arenas that hold tens of thousands of people, and Cruz is holding his rallies in the small banquet room at the Holiday Inn that holds a handful of people, and yet Donald Trump is losing to Ted Cruz. How does that happen? How is that mathematically possible? If all these people who show up to his rallies are voting for him, and I would think that at least 90% of the people that go to a Trump rally are going to show up to vote. How is he losing? How is it mathematically possible? I don't believe that it is mathematically possible, and I think that Wisconsin was fixed. And I really worry that as we go into the home stretch of states, they are trying to fix it so that Trump can't get that magic number of 1237. It's going to go to a contested election, and they're going to vote him off the ballot. And by the first, certainly by the second ballot, he's going to be eliminated. This is really going to cause a cataclysmic reaction within the GOP if that happens, because Donald Trump did bring millions of new people to the GOP. If anybody else were getting the results that Donald Trump is getting, the party would be thrilled. The party would actually be telling the other candidates behind the scenes, of course, it's time to back out. That's what they did in 2012. I remember that there were threats of a contested convention in 2012 when Rick Santorum and Newt Gingrich were refusing to drop out. They were saying that they were going to stay in it right down to the last day of voting, wait till every state had been counted, and try and deny Romney the votes that he needed and the delegates he needed to secure the nomination. And man, was a lot of pressure brought to bear on those two guys, because eventually they both did drop out and they cleared the path for Romney. Because that's what the party wanted. The party wanted Romney. The party felt that they wanted a nice, safe, unoffensive, moderate sounding Republican. They put forth Romney. In the election before that, it was McCain. And one thing that we haven't seemed to have learned yet is that nice guys do finish last. This is one of Trump's major appeals, is that he is a fighter. He doesn't back down. He never takes a step back. That's why people love him so much, and that's why a lot of people hate him so much too. Cruz is not going to win the election in November. all you Cruz supporters, I feel you. I know you love the guy. I honestly don't know why. I think he's a sleazebag. But get it through your heads. If Cruz is our candidate, you may as well just crown Hillary queen. Ted Cruz will not win the general election. Democrats will not cross party lines to vote for Ted Cruz. They're not going to do it. Understand that. Get it through your heads. Donald Trump can win. He's the only one who can win. He can beat Hillary. He can beat Bernie. He can get Democrats to vote for him. He can get independents to vote for him. He can get a huge GOP turnout. People who stayed home in 2012 are going to come out this time around if Trump is the candidate. If he's not, we're going to lose. I got to be honest with you. I've been voting Republican my whole adult life. This is my last dance with the GOP. Last go around. If Trump is not the nominee, I'm gone. I'm leaving the GOP. I'm going to find another political party. I don't know which one yet. I'm going to start looking around to see which one is best suited to my liking. I may just go independent, but I can honestly say that I don't think I'll ever vote GOP ever again if they manage to derail Donald Trump this time around. I'm just not going to support this party anymore. And I think that there are millions of people out there just like me. They're just waiting to see what happens, and they're willing to leave the party if they have to. You're going to split the GOP right in half. If you continue this path, this is what's going to happen. Okay? Ted Cruz claims to be the conservative candidate, the anti-establishment candidate. How is that possible when now he's actively embracing the GOP establishment and their endorsements of him? He's embracing Scott Walker and Jeb Bush and Mitt Romney. Mitt Romney. Wow, man. You want an endorsement from a two-time loser? You're kidding me. And Mitt Romney, what a treacherous guy. All he's done is been a spoiler. All he's done is to just interfere any which way that he can. How can you look at yourself in the mirror, Mitt? How can you look at yourself in the mirror knowing that you've supported three candidates at three separate times? You told people to vote for Marco, you told people to vote for John Kasich, and you've told people to vote for Ted Cruz, which means that the only person you're supporting is you, Mitt Romney, because you have this crazy dream that they're going to drop you in from a golden parachute in the middle of the GOP convention, and everybody will bow to you as the savior of the party. That's not going to happen. John Kasich, why are you still in this contest? You have mathematically proven you can't win. You have no path to secure the delegates that you need. And by the party's rules, you won't even be eligible to be counted on the first ballot. You think that if the other two candidates don't get the delegates, that suddenly it becomes a three-man race at the convention? You haven't won enough. You need at least 8 states under your belt to be considered on the first ballot or the second ballot. You're already eliminated. You have zero chance. All you're doing is costing Cruz and Trump delegates. You're an asshole. Give it up, drop out, go back to Ohio. Okay? In closing, I would just like to say I'm very disappointed with Wisconsin. I'm equally as disappointed with Ohio, and a little less so with Iowa. Iowa failed us too, but Iowa's been known to fail in presidential primaries. They never pick the correct candidate. They've never been right. Ohio, you dropped the ball. You voted for the hometown guy. I get it. He's your governor. You love him. But he had no chance to win. He has no chance to win. You squandered your delegates. In Wisconsin, I don't understand. What the fuck happened last night? You people are nuts. Did you really vote for Cruz? Or was it a fix? I like to think and hope that people are not that stupid and they're going to vote for Ted Cruz. But I really fear for this country if an election can be fixed that easily. I hope that this turns around. New York is up next, and that's Trump country. He's probably going to get all 95 delegates. But it's still going to be a rough road to get to 1237, especially with Kasich continuing to play interference. There's a Trump rally tonight in Bethpage, New York. I'm going to be there. It's going to be a rough passage to get into that area. I understand they're going to have a lot of roads closed off. Even people who have tickets are going to have a hard path to get in. You're going to have to take a shuttle bus. But I wouldn't miss this for the world. I'm a Trump supporter. I am only a Trump supporter. I'm voting for Trump, and I will only vote for Trump. If anybody else is the candidate in November, I'm going to write Trump's name in, even if I'm wasting my vote, because I won't vote for anyone else, and neither should you.